Hey George, are you still good for our one-on-one meeting? Yeah, sure, come in. I can't get this stupid thing to work. I've been trying to like David Milan's latest YouTube video. Did you know that liking a video, it makes a big difference for creators? I had no idea. Give me a stylus. Oh George, sorry, my pencil, it's not gonna work with your tablet. What do you mean? Hand it over. Well, they're different devices. That looks like a Microsoft Surface and this is an iPad Pro. Yeah, so? Well, they're made by different companies. Okay, whatever. What did you want to talk about? Okay, so during our last one-on-one, you asked me to do some research on employee engagement surveys. No, I didn't. Yeah, you did. And you sent me an email and you said, you wrote, keep this email as I will probably be critical of this idea in a few weeks' time. Okay, let's roll around in it then. All right, so I did some research on employee engagement surveys and I've looked at the reasons why we would want to do an engagement survey and I wanted to explain how they work before we decided to commit resources to it. Am I gonna be alive when this finishes? Yes, George. Okay, carry on. So you asked me to explain why we would do an engagement survey. Well, in short, an employee engagement survey will give us lots of data and analysis, which will show us what we are doing to help our employees be more engaged and what we might be doing as a company that might be hindering engagement. And you might be thinking, well, why do I care if my employees are engaged? There is countless research out there which shows that employees who are engaged, they are more productive and they're more resilient and they generally put in a lot more discretionary effort. So if we have more engaged employees, then we can benefit as a company overall. So an employee engagement survey, it measures different dimensions. It looks at things like how much authority employees have, do they understand where the company is going, what we're trying to do, would they recommend us as a company to work for, how long they plan on staying, and many others. Are you still talking? Yeah, George, just let me finish. Running a survey, it's really not that difficult. What we would do is pick the questions that we want to ask and then we would send them to all of our employees and we'd provide them with time to provide answers. And then once they finished the survey and the survey period closed, we would analyze the results and then make sure that we took the time to communicate them. So that part's pretty easy. The next part is a little bit more difficult, and that's where we need to take action based on the feedback that we've received. And if there's something in the survey that we don't really agree with or we don't want to work on, it's important that we explain the reasons why, as opposed to just ignoring it and hoping that our employees don't realize. A really great way, and it's probably best practice, is to let employees be part of the solution. So a way that we could do that is we could put together focus groups and working parties who could look at the results and we could let employees come up with their own initiatives and their own ways of trying to solve what we see in the engagement survey. And that makes them feel part of the process and then they're more likely to own the actions and the initiatives and we can build success from the ground up. You know what, Dave? Whilst you were talking, I was thinking to myself that the Pyramid of Cheops was probably built faster than your little speech, but it's probably a good idea to hear what the troops are thinking and feeling. And I particularly like that stuff that you said about hearing what I'm doing well. So we can do your little survey. Just a sec. Speak? Yeah, Bill, I've got your work in front of me. Yep, look, I have to say, you and your team have outdone yourselves. This has to be the worst work you've done all year. Where did you get your degree? A cereal box? What? Oh, your mum's in the hospital. Well, that's unfortunate. For her, I've told you time and time again, you work for me and I own your time. If you can't find a way to do your work, I will get HR to get rid of you and your team and find me someone who can. I don't want excuses. Okay, back to employee engagement. What do you think my results are gonna show and what are you gonna do to fix them? Are you serious?